Hey guys, so I'm gonna give this a try where I time lapse the artwork I'm doing for the Skystones, and I will get into what all that is in just a moment. But yeah, I'm just giving this a try. I'm drawing all the characters, and I'm like, you know what? Why not try time lapsing it and then recording afterwards and just kind of giving my thoughts on the character, what I'm doing, yada yada. I will not promise to do this with all of them though. It's a lot of pressure to draw it and then go back and record it and all of that. So I'm not going to promise for this to be a regular thing by any means, but I at least want to test the waters and see how it goes. So here I am drawing Flashwing, and she is for the Skystones project I've been working on. If you guys are coming off of either Reddit or Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, you guys know I've been doing drawings of characters one by one to make a physical version of Skystones to play. For those of you just coming into this and are like, what the heck are you talking about, Rainstorm? This is a project I technically started way back around 2017-18 when I was in high school, and I made out of cardboard, printed paper, some glue, just whatever I had on hand. Truly, I think I took the back of a folder or a art binder or something, and I cut that to make the spikes. And I made my own little Skystone board and Skystone stones to play on the board, where you could place them. One side had the red outline, one side had the green outline. And it was fun to play. It felt so cool to have these. And then a few years later, I get into customizing Skylanders, which is why most people know me, is for my paint work and clay work. Um, which still amazes me. There are people who are better at it than I am. I just do it a lot. Anyway, that's besides the point. I posted that, and people seem to really like that. And I actually ordered some stuff to kind of test the waters on how to make them, but I wasn't as established or as routine with where I'm at with doing customs and stuff. I was also just in a fairly transitional part of my life, so that project kind of just got thrown to the back burner. It wasn't totally gone, but it wasn't my priority. Well, about a year later, so now within the last 4 months, I'm getting towards the end of my school year for both college and working with little kids, and I posted again asking genuinely, would you guys want this if I made it to be sold? Now, that changes a lot of factors. When you're making something just for yourself, just a few of them, it's a lot different from when you're making for several dozen people who want them. And there's also a lot of risk involved because covering the cost for all the maybe buyers also you have to buy for all the buyers who are never going to buy. You have to plan for all the stock that just is never going to get sold. And so there is a huge time and money investment going on into this. So it was definitely a scary prospect, but I finally feel like I'm in a place to really explore this and not just half-heartedly, to do this all the way. I'm talking every character, not just the Skylanders, villains, NPCs. I've already done Hugo, Callie, Flynn, Tessa, and Glumshanks. Chaos 2, he was one of the first ones. The Yeah, so every character that is worth making a Skystone of, there are so many combinations of these Skystones I can do that I honestly don't have much of a limit on who I can make. So I want to go all the way with this. If you have a favorite character, sure, I can make a Skystone of it. Eventually, it takes a lot of time to make these things, and again, every batch of Skystones is a cost. Every batch of 10, that's how many I have to order at a time for a new set of stickers. So, yeah, it's a big investment, but it's real. It is a game you can play. I've made instructions that truly, I showed my grandpa, 75 years old grandpa, and he was curious because he came to my place. He was just in town for a little bit, and he saw my mess of a project I had laid out on the table and was curious. And was like, you know what? I will just show you how to play. And he picked it up and he liked it. He told people about it. This is something you can play with people who don't know what Skylanders is. If you do know what a Skylanders is, you will have the ability to play more advanced versions of the game once I have enough Skystones to support that. I've got a lot of versions in the instructions I really want to be able to make playable. It all depends on how many I sell, though, if I can afford to keep making these. That's what this project is. I am just making Skystones you can play in real life. The version of Skystones this is most inspired by Imaginators, less so than Giants. I have never actually played Giants because of the consoles we had. We had the Xbox 360 when I first started playing, and I started playing after Imaginators was released. I was a latecomer to this franchise, but I still love it as much as anybody else. My perspectives are a bit different. I don't have as much bias towards early characters, but yeah, so I started playing on the Xbox 360 with Spyro's Adventure, and I don't know why, but I didn't have a particular incentive to go in order. I think it's because I received, Imaginators and Superchargers as gifts, that I played those ones next. And I do have Trap Team and Swap Force, but here's the thing. Our Xbox 360 stopped working. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it's dead. It's a brick. And so my brothers who own the console, Skylanders was the one game I actually played on it. I was never a video gamer. And so they do the natural thing boys do, and they bought the Xbox One, the natural upgrade. They are young teenagers, they have money now, they buy it. And I'm like, cool, I will just buy the Xbox One versions. So because there's no Xbox One Giants, I've never actually played Giants. And now I don't even play Xbox. All I really play is the Nintendo Switch. So I'm kind of actually locked into Imaginators, which is really sad. Superchargers is my favorite. So yeah, I have never played the Giant Skystones is what I'm saying. Only ever played the Imaginators Skystones. And the Superchargers, but that's a card rather than the stone itself, so it's a whole nother game. I like the physical spikes. It's different enough from any other board game, card game, and it's fun. It's something I can take to my head start and show the little 3, 4, 5-year-olds how to do, and they get it. They put the rocks down, they count their little spikes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're so proud of themselves with every stone they take. It's great. But yeah, that's the project. It's the baseline game is so simple. It's as simple as you play it in Imaginators. Nothing complicated. You have a lot of ways to make it more complicated, make it more interesting. But at this point, I only have a base set of 10 characters, one of which is a Chompy, and he plays a little bit different. The core board, the core slate. I'll explain the bigger boards here in a minute, but it's laid out that you have the bare minimum of stones you need to play a game within that burst set. And then I have 5 characters you can buy as additional add-ons, essentially, to expand your roster. And from here on out, it's all about making more characters to expand that pool. And as the number of characters gets bigger, you can make the game more complex, more interesting, complicated, however you want to call it, convoluted, by making a bigger board. And so my next goal is to make enough characters to support that bigger board. So that's why I'm drawing Flashwing here. I'm doing all of the dragons. The dragons are iconic. They are the heart of this franchise. The first game started with a dragon of each element. The minute light and dark are introduced, light and dark dragons. There must be dragons. And I'm a dragon girl. I love dragons. The dragons are getting done. I did a lot of iconic characters and starter pack characters for the first round of 15 stones. And then I did 5 NPCs, which aren't ordered yet. I can't sell them yet until I have a total of, I need 9 dragons in order to order the next batch. But I need 14 dragons total to release this next set. So that's currently the goal, get the dragons done. And once I get the dragons done, I'm actually very close to the 36 stone mark. I might do another set between there. I'm debating. If I do, I will just move the giants ahead because Tree Rex is already made. So I would just do 7 giants, get them done and finished because it's just a nice clean little group, and then move forward with the bigger board and the stones that go with it. So yeah, that's the project. I hope you guys appreciated that ramble. I hope it wasn't too confusing without seeing the board itself. I do plan to try making a video, 2 videos. One, the whole how I made these process is kind of a fun story and a fun look at how all the things I had to try out except wasn't gonna work, and how one joke comment of my brother kind of changed everything and made this actually really doable and saved me so much time. And then the how to play video, because again, those instructions have a good bit of information in them. The basic stuff is pretty straightforward. I explain a bunch of stuff as if expecting a player to have never heard of Skylanders, never played, because that makes it accessible to other people, friends and family. Like I feel confident that if I give my set of instructions to my family, who they know it, what it is, because they don't know a single character. They don't know how the game's supposed to be played. I can just give them those instructions and step back and trust that they will get what the game is. But it's still fun to have a kind of a walkthrough of that, and that's what I plan to do. I might wait for the walkthrough till after I have more stones made, though. At least the support characters, and by doing that, I'll have a handful of these dragons to mix in as well. So yeah, that's kind of where the project is at. So now that I'm done talking about the Skystone stuff, let me talk about Flashwing. She is a fun dragon, and I've actually, we've already gone through so much of the drawing here. You saw how much I fussed over the feathers on her arm. For whatever reason, I just did not like the way the upper slant of the feathers and the lower slant of the feathers. I like them individually, but meeting in the middle just wasn't happening the way I was wanting it to. And so I had to go back and erase and reshuffle. And that's the thing about art, like you erase, you redo. That's at least how I do my art. You can see all the sloppy lines. I get the bigger picture. I get the posing about what I like, kind of general. And it's never about being exact. That's another thing. Like her crystal-y arms and legs, it's not about making it look like super real crystals. It's giving that impression of crystals. It's why I'm not filling in every single line, every single facet and face of the gems. It's just giving you that impression so you understand what it is without it being so perfect that imperfection stands out. That's kind of a little trick with the art. Anyway, so she is actually the first Skylander I ever came in contact with years before I actually got into the franchise. This was when I was in middle school. I was probably 13. My family and some other families from a church group had gotten together. I don't even know what the event is. I just know that us kids were in this house, only time I've ever been in this house. And I go downstairs and it's all nice and clean and they got the TV and stuff. And I'm just wandering around. The other kids are outside, some are wandering in the house. And I see this basket of toys by the couch and immediately clock in dragons. And there is a crystal dragon in that pile. And so I pick her up and I absolutely love this little dragon. And the kid who lives in that house saw that I was looking through them and he got so excited. He took me to his room and he showed me the Skylander poster on his wall. And I was kind of like, okay, I don't know any of this. I just kind of really liked the dragon. And honestly, I didn't think about it much after that. And it wasn't until 3 years later that I was in high school that I actually got into the franchise. So that's just kind of a fun story of where I came into contact with Skylanders. Had no idea I would really enjoy it. I just saw dragons and liked dragons. Having no idea. And funny thing is, none of my top 10 characters are even dragons in this franchise. I like a lot of characters, but they aren't the dragons. Okay, here's a fun thing I'm going to talk about, actually, the art that's happening for a moment. So what you're seeing here with me flipping through different parts is that I save the backgrounds in their own file. It's kind of like, it's just the art studio with a bunch of layers, all of different colors, and then there are some different shades to the light effect on these. So it's a weird thing with colors is that it seems like to have a baseline color and to make it look like it's brighter in the middle and fades a bit darker and richer on the outside, you just do that lighter part in the middle, just plain white, and it'll translate to all colors. It does not. Certain blues and like oranges and reds look better if you lighten it with a lighter blue or a yellow instead. And so I have to like keep track and try to find the right hue that matches, and I keep it consistent now that I have them all. It's pretty simple. Let's go in, circle it, copy it, paste it, put it on the background. And you'll notice that I do this before coloring Flashwing. I made this mistake the first Skystone I made with Spyro. He just looked off. Like, his posing was fine, and he was a lot more simplistic that I'm doing him now because I was still getting a feel of how detailed. Because when, like, this is all big and pretty right now, but when it's printed, it is less than an inch big. It is tiny, tiny. And so a lot of detail suddenly becomes cluttered, and yeah, it just doesn't look as good. So I can't go full high detail. I went higher on Flashwing than I do on most, actually, because of the nature of her crystals. Most of them I try to pull back a little bit. I actually went back and pulled out detail from Washbuckler when I did him. Anyway, all that to say is that you want to do the background first because the way your eyes perceive color is within the context that that color is in. So when I did Spyro, I colored him first, and then I started creating backgrounds. But then I created the right shade of magic color, and Spyro is the right shade of purple color. But then they're both purple colors, right? And so when I put them together, it just didn't look right. And it was hard to describe because when you looked at the pieces individually looked fine. But then Spyro as a whole, it just didn't look right. So I actually went back and I changed the hue of Spyro because your brain automatically alters the colors you see when you see them beside other colors. It's really cool psychology and perception. I highly recommend looking up more of it because you can see pictures of like a Rubik's Cube within a lit background versus a plain background. And if you were to take your hands and cover the backgrounds, you'll see that the colors are the exact same in both. But with the background, your brain sees entirely different colors. It's weird and it's awesome. But it's something as an artist you actually do have to keep in mind. So background first, then color the characters. So yeah, that's about all I have to really go over with that element in Flashwing herself. Like, I love her. She's a great dragon. Her story involving Bash is very cute. It's kind of one of those wholesome, everybody likes, but it's also kind of just, it's face value. It's cute dragons fall in love because cute dragons. They're both just wholesome characters. She's a fierce, but she's absolutely a lady dragon, and I love that about her. I think I got her for my sister, technically, but then my sister stopped caring about Skylanders as she got to high school, and I just kind of adopted all the ones I originally gave to her, which is fine. She still appreciates that I enjoy it, and we're good. But yeah, so coloring gems. Let's go ahead and talk about that for a bit, because coloring gems, you can do it really simple, where you just highlight certain faces of it, darken other ones. I didn't do this with her. I try to keep it simple, not overthink of it, just give the impressions of gems. Her wings didn't turn out as great as I might have hoped. It looks better when it's all kind of cluttered and closer together and different angles. But her, real gemstones are so fun to reference. I've got a box full of them. I am a gem hoarder. I've always been a gem hoarder. I just love rocks. Even just cool river rocks are fun for me. So I actually really enjoy drawing gems super accurately, and it was so hard not to go to my box and try to make these super well. Like, the position of that darker one looks better in this simpler drawing, whereas it might not be as accurate. And then when you're talking about semi-clear things, there are layers to the shadows and the depths and the colors, and I did a little bit of that with her wings. Not necessarily accurately, but again, it's not about being accurate, and that's something you have to let go as an artist, and especially when you can't spend more time, like you only have so much time to spend. And if I'm going to be drawing hundreds of these things, like just think, every Skylander, that is a lot of drawings, plus all the other guys. I can't get hung up on details, and that's part of why I'm able to do this now and not before, is because I have grown as an artist, grown in my ability to draw, frankly, ability to do digital art, and so I can do this a lot better, a lot more efficiently, and just make the cuts I have to make. There are some of the Skystones I'm like, it works. I know there are better artists out there, and that's something I would love to do eventually, if feasible. Again, it really hinges on if I can at least break even on this thing, and that is to have other artists come and do truly artful character Skystones and have those as kind of bonuses, alternate versions, same as you get like with any card game where you can have the base version but then the full art or the foil. We just have different art versions. I would love to do that. Again, though, way too early to determine if that could even happen. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've actually really enjoyed drawing these characters, and I feel proud of how much I've been able to do within a short time. These drawings typically take 3 to 4 hours. I'm pretty sure this recording was right around 3 hours. Half of it was just the line art, drawing her out, and then other half, which is usually the easier half, frankly, is coloring, but it is also time consuming. So yeah, that's about where she's at, and we're close to the end of this little video, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. If you guys want your own set of Skystones, it helps out so much. It just builds, like, technically I have broken even on the costs of the board and the stickers. Those are my biggest costs, so I've broken even on those. There are a lot of smaller costs that I still have yet to make up. That also includes failed materials, but those are more background. But like the cost of the resin to print the spikes, I have to go in and model and print these. I'm not counting the printer itself. That was my personal spending right there, and I would love to say that these can cover the cost of a printer. I am not going to pretend that these will ever cover the cost of the printer. It at least helps me justify having a reason to get it, because I was always going to get that thing eventually. I've just got a reason to do it now, and I'm so happy, and it's so fun. But yeah, I haven't fully broken even, but I've done enough to say, hey, I am moving forward with this project. I can't guarantee I'll come out ahead, but at least I won't come out so far behind that I feel regret having done it. But every time someone buys a new set, even just a single Skystone, it gives me that moment of relief, like, oh, yeah, I'm not losing all my money on this. People do want this. People are going to support this project. And so if you want your set of Skystones, it means so much if you'll go ahead and just go to my store, and I'll put it in the description of this video. If you want to know when new Skystones are coming, what new characters are, heck, if you want to vote on what dragon I draw next, I've actually, at the time I'm recording this, I'm a bit behind. I still need to draw Sunburn and then Camo. Those two are the next lined up. And I'm going to wait till I actually finish Camo before doing the next poll. But yeah, you can go on to Twitter X and vote who goes next, and I appreciate it. It's just kind of a fun way. It's gonna be one of the dragons. I'll put up 4. You guys just vote for which of the 4 you want next. But yeah, you will see the art as it's done. Like, I am an impatient, super excited person, so I can't wait to show people once I make something. I wait all of 30 seconds to post it. You guys will see the art the minute it's made. You guys will get updates the minute the Skystones are finalized. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a time-lapse of Flashwing. I'll see if I can do that for other characters as well. Obviously, the characters who are already done are kind of just done. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of it. And yeah, till next time, this was Rainstorm Riddles.